This is Dan, and this show has come straight out the heart of the youth and young adults of Hillsong London.
This season is all about strong, healthy relationships without fear.
That's right, and over the next few shows, we're going to be looking at everything from your relationships with your family, with your friends, and maybe even that special bae.
So without further ado, let me introduce you to some of our youth and young adults. This is the Fearless Entourage.
We are fearless. If fear did not exist, what would your life look like? How would you dream? How would you be? What would you do? Where would you go? That's what it is to be fearless. We're a generation that isn't held back by the fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. We might not know what the future holds, but we know who holds it. We don't let fear distort our vision, faith, or dreams, for we follow the fearless one. And we know that perfect love casts out all fear. Therefore we stand bold, we stand courageous, we stand victorious. The fearless generation.
We've got loads in store for you today. There's going to be some live animals in the studio to help people face their fears. We've got some powerful stories of people overcoming their fears, and we've got some sounds from some up-and-coming artists. But before anything else, we're going to hand over to our fearless young adult pastor, Danny Watson. How are you? Good, mate. I'm loving the pink shirt.
I know, it's very, very pink.
Looks good, mate. Tell me, mate, what you been up to?
Well, this week, Dan, you know, I just always have my normal trip in London in a black cab, and you never guess who I was with.
Who are you with?
Well, let's check it out. Awesome, so we're in the black cab with the man himself, Mr. Reggie Dabs.
Can you do that? Can you say two black guys in a black cab?
Yeah.
That's a new TV show right there.
It's the only cab they're allowed us to be in.
Oh, that's good. No,
Yeah.
that's good.
No,
How's everybody doing? It's good to be with you.
Tell us what you do. For the people who don't know you, what do you do?
Reggie speaks all around the world. The main thing I do is public schools.
Right.
So I speak to kids on every continent in the globe. And my message is hope, that no matter what's happening in your life, you can make it. You can't change your past, but you can change your future.
And what's your favourite meal in London?
I love Nando's. I'm a Nando's chicken kind of guy.
We're gonna have Nando's today.
We're having Nando's when we're done.
Extra hot? Hot?
No. Medium.
Medium?
Yeah, I gotta play saxophone tonight, so I
Okay.
gotta fill my lips.
Yeah.
I got some Indian friends, and they have their own sauce. It's crazy.
They just could bring their own
It's
sauce
just
into
wrong.
the
Hey people, how y'all doing? We're on TV. Say hi to everybody. Yeah. Hey, there you go.
Say hi.
Yeah. Hey.
Brilliant. Love it. And so your message is like around your story, and I think that's one of the most powerful parts of your message that you go into a school. I've heard this for 15 years, and every time I hear it, it's still so powerful as day one, the first time I heard
funny.
it. Like, what do you think? Why do you think that is?
I think it's because everybody has a day that they wish never happened.
Yeah.
Everybody has an event that kind of shook them.
Yeah.
And whether they want to reveal that to people or not is up to them. But in some way or some form, everybody has to put on a mask, because no one really wants everybody to know what's really going on.
Yeah.
And mine, of course, was my mom gave me away when I was born. She said I should have never been, that I was a mistake. She gave me away to her favorite teacher who raised me, and at 8 years old, they told me I was in foster care and that my mom kept my brother and my two sisters and gave me away.
Wow.
And it shook me to the point where from 8 to 21, I did not want to live. But I tell kids all the time, don't look so sad, because I'm 53 and life has a way of working out.
Reg, if you could give one word of encouragement for any viewer watching this right now, what would it be?
Every day, live it like it's your last. I mean, there's every day. When you wake up, say, today's the last day I'm going to be alive, and go for it.
Right.
That way, every night when you go to bed, one, I guarantee you're going to sleep good. And two, I guarantee you won't have any regrets.
Right.
So just live every day as if it's your last, and you're going to be all right. You're gonna be really all right. And during the course of that day, do something good for somebody. Make somebody smile.
There's one thing that I want to do before we finish, and I see you do it in every program, every time, like without fail. You do this. You do your little jig.
Oh, no,
when
not
the
my...
music's on,
Oh,
like you just-
the little cross, yeah, the crossover,
Can we do it? Can we do it?
Yeah, she's got to go, hey, then dab,
Reggie,
I've done it.
dab.
That's the only time I've ever done it where it's recorded.
We got this.
This is
History
it.
making. Reggie,
History making.
can you play us out one more song?
Oh, let's see, what could I do? Old school Bruno Mars,
Let's
huh?
do it. Let's do it.
Just the way you are.
Just the
If I
way
can
you
remember
are.
how it goes. But you got to help me remember how it goes. You're amazing just the way you are.
Give it up for Reggie Dabs.
Life is good. Life
Thank
is
you
good.
very much. Cheers,
Life is
Reggie.
good.
We'd love to hear from you, so make sure you get in touch. We're pretty much on all the social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube. And there's been plenty of stuff happening backstage, so if you want to find out, check it out. Now, it's one of my favourite moments. We're going to hear some live music. Jen, you've been going out finding different artists. So who have you got for us today?
I'm really excited about these guys, Tess and Alex. They actually met at church and they bonded over a mutual love for God and music. They got married last year and formed a band called Aviation. So without further ado, let's check them out.
I wanna feel sure from the real me I dream inside. 'Cause that person's much stronger than illusions formed within my mind. I know you're leading me towards your light. These wings are deep within, ready to rise. When you fly, you fly. Just close your eyes. Don't you feel the fall? It only prepares it all. You'll fly higher. Yes, you'll fly higher. This is aviation. This is aviation. I'm eager to run. I'm eager to fly. Release these wings. Take me high. When you fly, you fly. Just close your eyes. Don't you fear it now? It only prepares it. Yeah, you'll fly. Yeah.
Right now, it's that time for the moment you've been waiting for. We're going to play that game.
We've got some boys from our very own youth ministry. Over here we have
Josh.
Josh.
And we have...
Kyle. What's going on?
Boys, how you feeling?
Well, I didn't know I was up for this. Like, so,
This
not
is
good.
exactly what you signed up for. But Maureen, this challenge requires one person. We've got two. How are we going to decide who faces their fears?
You can just pick one of us. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
that's
yeah,
just
I'll sit
difficult.
down. I'll sit down.
No, you're good, you're good.
Should
Come
we
on,
like
come on.
standard like rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper.
Easy.
Good,
Okay,
good.
are you ready? Are you ready, boys?
Okay, here we
Ready?
go.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1. Oh!
Oh!
Here it is. It is decided. But hey, why don't you stay up here and help your brother face
Fair,
his
right?
fears?
Fair.
All right, let's do it.
Brotherly love,
Right.
brotherly love. I think it's time to bring in our fearless expert, Joe. What have you got for us today?
Are you ready?
I'm not entirely sure.
Are you ready?
Ooh. an empty box.
First of all, can I offer you a lovely place to sit down?
Oh, making him comfortable. What a guy, Joe. What do you think? How far up in the fear levels do you think your brother is right now?
Ladies
Out of 10.
and gentlemen.
Oh, he's a 6. Oh, hello.
May I give one of those to you, sir?
You can. Just so we all know, here at Fearless TV, we like to keep it real,
And madam?
authentic, and cute. Look at that little guy. In fact, well, here we go. I'm going to give that back to you.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Is anybody afraid of mice?
I'm
Hands up if
good
you're
with mice. I
frightened
love
of
them.
mice, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
there's
Anyone?
There's a couple over
Anyone?
here. There's a couple over here.
Yeah, you
go on.
should.
Very good. Very good. Shall we get... Oh, look at this one. Oh.
Ooh.
Isn't that cute?
Don't you think that's cute?
So first, grab their tail for me. Just have a little pinch of their tail and then drop it in.
You've got this, Josh.
Do you
All
want me to show
have
you? Just like this. We go 1, 2, 3, just in there like that. There's one, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is. That's
Shall
one.
we get a couple more?
Let's count it, Will.
Count it in.
There's 2. There is 4.
How are we feeling?
How you feeling?
It's on my head, get out. Oh, get out, man.
There we go. One there, and another one in there.
You need to snap it.
There we go. There we go. One and a big one. Do you want it? Was that a big one?
Not yet.
How about that one? Will that one do for you? Will that one do? Just
not
in
yet,
there.
not yet, not
Just
yet.
in there. And shall we get some more? There's another one.
Oh,
There's
the last
another one.
two.
Right there, right
Here we
there.
go.
Right around the front. Ooh, it's lovely. Loves your hair, young sir. Loves your hair.
Okay, all you need to do is snap that
And
indeed.
one more. And one more.
Fear is a lie. Are you ready?
All right. Oh, I can see it in the reflection. This is horrible, man.
Well, this is
Here
how
we
we
go.
face our fears, young sir. Remember, fear is a lie.
Fear is alive.
Push your head forward and let me grab a couple of little mouse. Can you
There
hear
it
them
is.
squeaking?
We
They're
got there
squeaking.
in the end. In Fearless TV, once again, we have proved that
That's it.
fear is a lie.
Cheers, McLaren and Maureen. That was horrible when that mouse came out into that audience. Dan Watson, man, I've never seen someone so scared in all my life. You are no longer our fearless young adults. You are our fearful young adults, Pastor. Anyway, you're watching Fearless if you've just tuned in, and this programme has been produced by the youth and young adults of Hillsong Church London.
The reality is that we all have fears to face and overcome. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and fear of loneliness, the list goes on. But it is possible for us to actually overcome these fears. And so right now, we're going to have a look at a story of someone in our church who's able to overcome their fear.
It's amazing that I'm here. Looking back, I didn't think I would be here. From a young age of 13, I remember joining a gang. I never thought anything of it. It was just normal, a lifestyle. I was doing things just to look cool, to show off and prove myself. Selling drugs, guns, violence. I didn't want to be an outsider. People around me was getting shot, stabbed, murdered, locked up, and here I was still managing not to get caught. I was part of one of the most notorious gangs in South London. But it didn't take long for reality to catch up with me. On the early hours of a summer morning, while I laid in my bed, my door was off, police rushed in, and I was arrested for supplying drugs. I was finally here, the place I never thought I would be, prison. I bumped into a friend of mine who was on the wing. He gave me this book. It was called Convicted or Condemned. I remember reading this book. The guy had a similar story to me. He was in the same prison, but he was facing a much more serious charge. He became a Christian and God done all this crazy stuff, just transformed his life. And I thought, God, if you're out there, if you're real, I'm tired of living the way that I'm living. I know there's got to be somewhere better. And I've seen what you've done for this guy. Can you do this for me? I want this life. There was just something that just came alive inside of me. I remember Sundays, they used to come round and take a list for church. I used to put my name down. They was talking about doing groups of baptisms if you wanted to find out more or take part in it. I thought for me to get baptized would have been a major stepping stone, something to say, I came in like this, but I know when I leave, I'm going on to a new life, and I got baptized. This is my story. Life ain't always easy, but the Lord's always there.
Maybe you've got a story like the one we just heard. Well, we would love to hear from you. You can get in touch with us and share your story by emailing us at getintouch@fearlesslondon.co.uk or by any of our social media channels. In this part of the show, we are going to continue our chat on fearless relationships. And today we're looking at the keys to a successful relationship.
That's right. And today with us, joining us in the studio is none other than Arrow Benjamin. How are you, mate?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
You're part of our church.
I am.
How long have you been part of Hillsong Church?
I think about 4 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you are a singer-songwriter.
I am a singer-songwriter. Spent many years just being the writer, and then found myself singing the songs because I didn't have anybody else to sing them. And then you try and sell the song, and they're like, we would love to buy the song if you're singing it. And I'm like, but I'm just a writer. Right. And I realized that it wasn't that I was just a writer. I was just afraid to actually stand for what stand in front of my work.
Right. Wow.
So I'm like, I'm at the top of my game in one area and right at the bottom, but with Jesus, coming up, steadily on the other side.
Because you talk about being the top of your game, because it was interesting. I went to church one Sunday and I saw you there wearing the Hillsong Kids t-shirt, like you were serving on team. And then the next day I'm driving my car and I'm listening to the radio and the song Running comes on and it says Beyonce and Arrow Benjamin. And so what blew me away was there you are serving in church and then like your music is like being listened to by millions. Like how does that feel? What does that look like?
I'm grateful for my church. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve and to remember that I have this hashtag that I say, not self-made. Right. There are the lights, there are the big stages, and then there are real stories and real humans. That's good, man. Wow. And I'm a member of the Real Story and the Real Humans.
Hey, with us is Josh and Carl Brooks. And these guys are part of our youth ministry, but they've been on the X Factor, they're singing, gigging, all that kind of stuff. Right. They're starting to like face some of those pressures. Like you boys were chatting earlier, you got a question for Arrow?
So being in the music industry, there's a lot of distractions and things that come along with it. How do you put God first in your life and sort of keep him at the top and just don't lose distraction off that?
I think for me personally, I know because of the length of my journey that without him I am nothing. It's an industry full of beautiful people. They're humans, but the systems can be quite fickle. You can be exalted today and stepped on tomorrow. So I just try and remember why I do what I do and who I do it for.
Yeah, it's good, man.
And speak to people, not to their titles.
Wow, that's great.
So, and never be afraid to, build relationships.
We're today on the show talking about keys to a successful relationship, so that's friendships as well, all that sort of stuff. Do you find it hard in the industry to see fruitful, successful relationships, and do you find it easy to make them in that sort of industry?
This word, it's the most beautiful word that I'm just listening to right now, called transparency. I feel that there are people who are looking for the truth, and there are people who are just trying to get by. And it's not a massive issue for them. They just want to get through life. And I think that I'm learning more. It's less about people and it's more about you. And what you represent, because there will be a storm that comes to knock down everything that you stand for. But you just have to keep planting your feet again and anchoring your faith.
Amen.
And I think in reference to relationships, I think it's no different to any area of life. They are just people. People can be real, people can be superficial, and in time we learn. But it's just remembering the grace of God.
I love that. So a major key would be perspective. To just look at what you have in your hand. I think we're just touching the surface here. We need to talk about this a little bit more, like getting a good perspective in our friendships, our relationships. Even maybe we can chat about how we have a relationship with our parents and our work, because I think the whole thing about fearless relationships is not just boy-girl relationships, it's all spheres. So, Aaron, if you're up for it, I'd love it if you could join us next time where we can maybe chat about this a little bit more.
I would love it, guys. I would love it.
Amazing.
So we're going to finish there for today, but in the next programme, we're going to unpack this a little bit more. So stay tuned, check out our Fearless social media channels for more information if you can.
For bonus footage, bloopers, and behind-the-scenes content, check out our YouTube page, Fearless TV UK. Check out our social media channels at Fearless TV UK. # The Fearless Generation.
Well, what a show we've had today. That's all for now, but make sure you set your alarms for next time and tune in, because we'll be continuing the conversation on fearless relationships. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to leave you now with a song from our warehouse in South East London. Take care.
See ya.